Hi, this is Satya. Welcome to my channel Design Jazz. So here I have come with one purpose, and my purpose is what to make you confident about the solar system. So whenever I'm talking about the solar system, what do you mean by solar system? There are different type of solar system, solar on-grid system, solar off-grid system, solar hybrid system, and the most emerging technology nowadays everyone is adopting. Not only the India, it is it is a very emerging technology, that is the microgrid. Throughout the world everybody is searching behind, even the research is also going on the microgrid. So what exactly the design and installation behind this on grid system, behind this solar off grid system, behind this solar, the water pump, the solar pump system, and also the solar hybrid system, and also the solar microgrid system. So these all things are to be covered by me. So here you may be asking that there are so many softwares are there, and you can just run the system and you can build the system, you can get the on grid system design and off grid system design as per your choice. But it's good to run the software, but if you know the logic behind it, how it is happening, why it is happening, what is the actual manual calculations, how the PV modules are connected in series, and how many should be connected in series, if ever it is series, is there any parallel, then how many parallels, if ever parallel, then definitely how many parallels are there. So these are so many technical things are there. So, in the PV installers, they do know this, they can do it. But if you are a student, you might be thinking that you do have only the knowledge of book, you are a bookie. So, you could not have the idea and the solar system, you could not do it. Irrespective of your any knowledge, I could say, you may be a graduate, you may be a postgraduate, you may be an engineer, or any kind of background. Irrespective of any kind of background you do have, if you learn this thing from me, from my upcoming videos in this channel, I'm going to upload all these videos in my channel. So definitely at the end you can say that definitely you have got something new, and you have learned the whole design and the installation process behind this all kind of solar system or solar plant. Not even your area, even any location, at any location you can do it, right? So here my logic is simply to make you a solar expert, so that you can design a system of your own. So if you are a student, definitely it will help you to boost up your knowledge, so that you can also, if you are even in next future, if you will be joining in the company, solar company, it will be helping to you. And if you are an engineer, definitely you can know what exactly the practical things behind this solar system designing, the on-grid system designing, the off-grid system designing. Because from my experience, I am going to discuss with you what is the pros, cons, and what is the troubleshooting. Because what the theory and the practical, these are completely different, because in whenever you will be installing the system, so many difficulties you have to face. So whatever the difficulties I have faced, so that will be also I'll be discussing, but not in this video, in the upcoming videos in my channel. And if ever you may be thinking, uh, I'm not an engineer, I know I'm not an graduate. Simply, what I will do, if you have much money, so everybody is thinking about now to run a startup. So if you have much money and you want to give a job to everyone, because this is what the mentality now, the scenario has been changed a lot. Many of you are thinking about to run a startup also. So those who are also running the startup, and those who wants to run the startup in the future, this video will help you much enough to design behind the to design the system. Because what is the design concept behind the thing, you can get it. Without talking much, let's get start this on grid system. And do subscribe my channel, so as to get notified whenever the upcoming videos will be there, for not only the design, the installation, the erection, the commissioning of the plant. So do subscribe my channel, and let's get into the design of on grid system. So let us discuss the different type of solar PV plants are there. So what are the different solar PV plants? So basically it is categorized into four parts. One is the solar on-grid system, another is solar off-grid system, another is solar hybrid system, and another is the microgrid system. So as the name is defined on grid, that means the grid is on. The grid is connected to the system. If ever the grid is connected to the system, that is called as the on grid system. In on grid system, there is no battery backup, but in off grid system, there is a battery backup, and in off grid system, the grid is not connected to the system. So it is called as off grid. Then the combination of on grid and off grid. That means whenever the grid and battery will be connected at the same time, that is called as the hybrid system. Then the most emerging technology we are talking, this is the microgrid. And microgrid is what is the combination of not only the solar energy, it is the combination of renewable energies like wind energy, tidal energy, geothermal energy, biomass energy. So this is the combination of all kind of renewable energies. It's called as the microgrid. So let us discuss on the on-grid system. To design an on-grid system, you must know what exactly the layout and what exactly the block diagram behind the on-grid system, and what is the necessity of the on-grid system, why it is called on-grid system, what are the different components and what are the different equipments are used in the practical field. Because you are going to design an on-grid system means you should know the block diagram and the circuit diagram of the system, so that you should know the design prospect of the system, and you can say if ever the system is like this, then you can design up to your own. So in the on-grid system, what happens, the sound rays will be incident to the PV modules, and here the PV modules are connected in series, that is called as the series string, and so many series strings are also connected in parallel, called as parallel strings. Now these series strings and parallel strings are connected to DCDB. And why the DCDB is that? The DCDB is the DC distribution box, and this is nothing but a protection device to give protection to the PV modules. Then as you are using the AC loads, an inverter will be connected to the DCDB. Then the inverter will be converting the energy to the AC, and before connecting to the load, now it is connecting, we will have to connect the ACDB to the system. The ACDB is the AC distribution box, and this is also a protection device which gives the protection between the loads and the PV plants. If ever any fault occurs between the load or maybe at the PV plant, so it will isolate the load from the PV plants. So ACDB is simply the protection device. And what is load box? Normally this load box is called as the main panel where all the loads are distributed. So here the load is now distributed in two ways. One is to the loads, to the whatever the main loads we are using, that means the household loads, maybe it's a single phase load, maybe a three phase load, or maybe you can say also you can take the DC loads also. So here in the solar on grid system, the normal energy meter whatever you are using, that energy meter is being replaced by a net meter. The net meter is nothing but an energy meter which flows the power from one direction to other and in the opposite direction, in the both direction. That's why this is called as the net meter. That means whenever you are using the solar energy in a day, let's say some excess amount of the energy is generated and some load are off, and whenever some excess amount of energy is left we are not using, definitely that excess of energy can be fed back to the grid. So that means in one step we are accepting the load in one direction. So as shown here in the figure, so here we are accepting the loads, and the flow of load and the flow of current is in from net meter to the load, and whenever the excess amount of the energy will be there, whenever it will be fed back to the grid, definitely the direction will be opposite. So that's why this meter is called as the bidirectional meter. Now talk about the AC loads. The AC loads may be a television, maybe refrigerator, maybe fan load, maybe any kind of AC loads you can connect it. So whenever you will be designing the system, the on-grid system, so you have to consider what exactly the loads are there and what are the uh, contract demand of the house. Suppose you are building a system for a house, the solar on-grid system, then you have to think about how many loads are connected and what is the rating of the loads, and you have to go for the policy. What is the policies there for the government policies? How much uh, power it can generate from the solar system? That means what is the maximum size of the solar plant? You have to decide. So this size of the solar PV plant depends upon the loads. So how many loads are there and what is the contract demand of a particular consumer, that you have to find out. So here, as I have already discussed, the direction of the net meter is what? The both direction. So in one it is connected to the load, and other, if ever excess amount of the energy is left, that excess of the energy will be fed back to the grid. So it is called as the bidirectional meter, and sometimes this is called as the gross meter. Then what is the gross meter? Gross meter means what? At the end of the day, it will give you how much you have used, how much you have imported, how much you have exported the energy to the grid. So this is import and export kind of thing, and it will give you the net consumed energy by yourself, and it will give you the billing at the same time. That means the billing of a system or billing of your house, whatever the electricity bill, will be reduced. That is the main benefit of this on grid system. Now comes the on grid system. So if you go for the on grid system, we'll move towards the sizing of the on grid system. So what exactly the sizing of on grid system? The sizing of on grid system means what are the different components, what are the different ratings of the systems are there, that you have to consider. That means PV modules are there, inverters are there, DC-DC are there, AC-DC are there, and also the AC cables and DC cables are also there. So you have to consider the sizing. That means the rating. So if ever I am considering the PV array, so I must know how much minimum series modules can be connected and how much maximum series modules can be connected and how much minimum and maximum parallel modules can be connected. This series and parallel modules are called as array of PV modules. So how many number of modules? What kind of modules? What is the make of the module? What is the rating of the module? That I have to know as per the design point of view. So this is all the mathematics. Is the sizing means what? You have to go for the rating. That means what type of make you have to use, which kind of uh, PV module you have to use, that you have to consider. Next is the inverter type. So inverter type means what? Either it is a single phase or it is a three phase, whether the three phase can be connected to the single phase, and whether the inverter rating is will be more to the PV modules or not, whether it is less or not, whether it is same or not, that you have to check. That is the rating of the inverter you have to choose, and this inverter rating is based on the PV module. What is the size of the PV plant? So the size of the PV plant has to be decided first, then the number of series and number of parallel modules, then you will go for the inverter rating. Then based on this, as the block diagram shown in the previous slide, so you will go for the DC-DC and AC-DC ratings. Rating means what? In the DC-DC, AC-DC, what is the fuse rating? What is the surge protection device used inside the DC-DC and AC-DC? How much rating of surge protection device you have to use? That means whether if ever you will be using the less rating, definitely the system is not going to be protected. So what exactly the rating of the protection devices and the surge protection devices? Surge means whenever there is a fault, there is a chance of possibility of maximum DC current flow in both direction, either to the load or to the PV modules. If ever it will be moving back to the PV modules, it can damage your PV system. So the protection is a very vital role, and you have to consider very minutely what is the rating of this fuse, what is the rating of this DCDB, what is the rating of this ACDB, what is the rating of the source protection device as per your plant, as per your to give the protection to the load side, to give the protection to the plant side. So this is a very vital thing. So we'll be discussing this thing. Next is the net meter rating. Net meter, I have already told, this is the nothing but an energy meter, and this net meter rating you have to choose whether it is a single phase or three phase. Definitely you have to choose accordingly. And what is the rating, right? So rating means maybe voltage, maybe current, maybe power, maybe energy. So what thing you have to consider, that you have to know it, because net meter you have to apply the net meter to the government, because government will provide you the net meter. So whenever you will be asking the net meter to the government, definitely you have to know that you must have the idea what exactly the net meter rating and what exactly the net meter sizing. Then we will go for the cable sizing. Definitely whenever the PV modules are there, we know the DC is generated, so definitely the DC cable will be used. And whenever we are consuming the loads, and loads are the AC loads, maybe a single phase or maybe three phase, definitely the AC cables will be also there. So what exactly the sizing of DC cable and AC cable, we must know. That means the size in mm square. The DC cable and AC cable size always is found out in square. How much millimeter square, how much millimeter square of DC cable you have to use, how much length you have to use, where the control room will be used, right? So control room here I have not mentioned, but that is also a very vital thing. But this is, control room is not a electrical part, this is a mechanical and civil part. So I'll be discussing this thing in the next videos. But if you gross idea you can take it, the whole design is classified into three parts. One is electrical, then is civil work, then you'll go for the mechanical designing. So this is all about the electrical designing, the basic idea behind the designing of a system. I hope you like this video, and if ever any queries are there, then add your queries, add your questions in the comment sections. I will come back again with your questions answered. So meet you in the next video. That's all. Oh, forgetting, if you are new to this channel, then please subscribe to my channel and give a like and give the bell icon. Please do it. I'll be back. Thank you very much.